Hi, this is Walt Mossberg from the Wall Street Journal, and this is the fastest smartphone in America today. It's called the Verizon HTC Thunderbolt, and it's the fastest smartphone in America today because it's the first smartphone that runs on Verizon's new 4G network, which goes by the geeky moniker LTE for long-term evolution. Now, all four current wireless carriers in the United States offer 4G service, which is meant to be a leap ahead of the common cellular data service called 3G that we have today. But they use different technologies. The term is a little confusing, and there's different levels of performance. Verizon's LTE network, which has up to now only been available in data modems for laptops, has shown itself in that setting to be faster than its rivals. And now, with this new Thunderbolt phone, which I've been testing in recent days, I believe it is by far the fastest on phones as well. I tested it in two metropolitan areas, Washington, D.C., and a number of locations around there, in the city and the suburbs, and in Orlando, Florida. And on average, in dozens of tests, the Verizon HTC Thunderbolt, which costs $250, got a download speed of 12.6 megabits per second, and an upload speed of 4.7 megabits per second. This is roughly 8 times faster than what I got in the same locations with a Verizon 3G phone. It's faster actually than what a lot of people get in their landline internet networks in their homes. I also compared it to the 4G networks of AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile, which is, most of you know, has agreed to be acquired by AT&T. And the Verizon speeds way outdistance the competitors in my tests head-to-head against 4G phones from those competitors in an area served by all of them with 4G. The closest was T-Mobile, and even its speeds were less than half of Verizon's speeds. So what about the cost, and what about the phone itself? Well, Verizon is not jacking up the cost, at least for now, at least on this phone, for 4G. It's still setting the data price, this is in addition to a voice plan, at $30 a month for unlimited amounts of data, and that's the same as it charges for, say, its iPhone, which is a 3G phone. And until May 15th, it's giving away free an optional additional feature which turns the phone into a Wi-Fi hotspot that can power your laptops and other devices. It won't say what the price will be after May 15th, at least as of the time of this video, but the 3G price for that service has been $20 a month, and it's giving it away free till May 15th. The phone itself is not a breakthrough device except for the LTE 4G speed. HTC, which makes the phone, which is a well-known Taiwan-based phone maker, told me that it doesn't have any particular hardware or software feature that isn't present on some of its other models. It's a relatively large, bulky phone, but it also has a big 4.3-inch screen, an 8-megapixel rear camera, and it comes bundled with a 32 gigabyte removable memory card. In my test, voice calls were quite good on it. Verizon is still routing its voice calls through its older networks, which did a good job with voice. The LTE 4G network is only for data. This is something that's invisible to the user. The other big issue on some of these 4G phones has been battery life. The early ones burned through the battery very fast when you were using the 4G network. In my tests on the Thunderbolt, the battery life was about 7 hours, which is fair. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. My bottom line is that if you live in a city, one of the 40 or so cities today that have Verizon LTE service, and you can afford the price, and you want the fastest possible data, the Thunderbolt is your answer. This is Walt Mossberg, and I'll see you next week.